It's you.
All your base are belong to us.
What you say?
Ha ha ha. All your base are belong to us.
It is time to look into the Commander Plus base perk. So hello guys, hello guys, hello guys. Welcome to another one of my Fortnite videos where we're going to be starting out with the Ice King. He slows and snares opponents that enter the base affected area and has the option to freeze things that hit it. I'm running with huge trap bonuses to everything in the base area, power modulation for base healing, feel the base, extra health on everything in the base, an extended base, and of course electrified floors. Gonna be talking a little bit about every one of these heroes and a few more. This is my tech score, 3251. It means that I'm dealing 32.51 times as much damage with traps and abilities due to my tech score. Gonna be highlighting a few traps here, the wooden floor spikes with a base damage around 5,000 and the wall spikes reflecting almost 21,500 damage when things hit them. These are crazy traps in the game right now that you should definitely consider. In my opinion, the best go-to things when these wall spikes crit, whenever something hits them, they're gonna be dealing 71,000 damage. It is completely unreal. This is physical damage, of course. Definitely guys, look into these traps. They are cheap to craft and they offer absolutely crazy damage even when comparing it to something such as the gas trap or the ceiling electric field, because they have a huge amount of durability and almost no cooldown time. It is just do it is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be showcasing them in this video as well because right now they are unreal. With the Ice King going here, you can see we are dealing some damage from the electrified floors, 12.7 times higher than what I calculated to start with, matching up with hero ability damage modifiers. Those are a thing as well, so that is working out pretty much like a charm. Nothing that we can really complain about there. We have pretty good damage when opponents are stepping on the floor. The next thing that we're going to be looking into is these crazy wall spikes. They are, yeah, I've said enough. They are amazing, and of course they only work when things actually hit on them, but eventually it's gonna happen if you're not crazy overpowered, taking things out away from the base. And if you have a good base up and running, it can withstand a great deal of damage. As you can see, when these husks are hitting the wall, they're getting frozen, which is due to the Lich King. Amazing ability, but they're also taking absolutely crazy amounts of damage, 105,000 damage, and this is an elemental husk, so definitely something worth keeping in mind that they're going to be taking themselves out. If we look at the floor spikes, they also deal pretty nice damage, but we're also going to be getting a tick from Feel the Base, one of my previous favorite abilities. It's not good any longer, let me just be honest. The damage is decent, but the knockback appears to be completely gone. I don't know if it is a bug, but it is gone. And another thing worth noting is that when the opponents hit these slopes, they don't get frozen, so it doesn't count when they are hitting below an angled surface. So that is definitely worth taking into consideration. So besides that, the last thing that I want to say about the Lich King here is that you can freeze charging smashers, which is completely OP, crazy, amazing. That alone is a good reason to select him. The next hero is Base Kyle with Lofty Architecture, giving you 84% additional health on your base affected tiles. This means that your walls are going to be withstanding a huge amount of damage, and if you combine that with the wall spikes, they can hit them and hit them and hit them, and they're gonna be taken out. So that is like a pretty good synergy combination thing you can have going just there. Build a base, let them hit it, and put on the spikes, and they're just gonna die. I have moved down the Ice King into the support squad, which means that things are gonna get snared. These are the health numbers of metal walls, tier 1, 2, and 3. Just for reference, and then I'm going to be placing the base so you guys can see the added health. You can also use the banner to boost the health of the structures for a short amount of time even more. we can get some very very strong walls. But besides that, there really isn't much to say about this hero, because when you slot him in as a commander, the only thing he really gives you is super strong walls, and that is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing at all. It's just like he's a one-trick pony and you don't really get more. Of course you get some base survivability, but besides that I don't feel it is that important. I tried to add in also going metal walls against nature element husks to see if it like countered the imbalance that we had there, but I didn't really feel that it did. But he works, and if you have the spikes up and running, it really allows everything from smashers to husky husks, even riots, to hit on your walls and die. Of course it depends on the power level of the mission and your tech score and all those things, the perks on the traps, but all else equal, you can make some walls that can really take some beating and where even smashers are gonna take themselves out. The next one that we're going to be looking into is Thora. If she wasn't broken, this would be your go-to commander for any base related activity, because she deals absolutely silly electrified damage. But right now the damage is not working. She's supposed to deal 3 times as much damage when you have her as the main commander, but she doesn't. She deals completely bollocks normal damage, which means that you're not really getting that extra bite for the buck. I should be dealing 15,700 damage to all husks on the tiles every 5 seconds, and I'm not. So there is not much more like reason to look into her as a commander, because she doesn't give us anything extra. It is a completely waste to put her there, just as with the MGR. Right now things are just not giving us anything extra, and I'm expecting that to be changed, especially with Thora, where we actually have another value listed. So hopefully once we get the 8.10 update, they're going to be fixing all these broken mismatching commander perks, because it is really a shame. We have lost a lot of good abilities, and some of the good ones that we have are just not working. But she is probably gonna be the best, but right now she is completely useless as a commander, because yeah, she doesn't give you anything extra. But Electro Pulse Penny does, and she is my favorite. 44 base damage reflected when opponents hit a wall. 44 base damage. It doesn't sound like much, but it is a lot of damage. It is absolutely crazy. If you have lofty architecture and power modulation, you have strong walls that self-heal, and where opponents take damage when they hit them without even having spikes on the walls. These are just walls being hit by husks. They're taking 22,000 damage, and we can double this with the wall spikes, meaning that you can deal 40,000 plus to a husk whenever it hits a wall. It is completely crazy that you can just slap up walls and have opponents take so much damage just for ganking their way towards you. I think the constructor mates right now may be going this way, where you are building forts that need to take a beating instead of forts where you try to take opponents out away from the base, because just by slapping up silly walls with cheap traps on them, you can take out pretty much any type of husks that is walking your way. It is crazy strong and very fun. Heavy base Kyle, my previous main man, my main dude. Ah, man, it really hurts me.
What you say? All your base are belong to us.
Because he was so great. The combination of things that we had going for him before the hero loadout was amazing. It made him unique and very, very strong. Right now he's not good. I mean, his field of base is decent. The damage is okay. It appears to be what is listed. One of the reasons why I liked Field of Base was because we had a huge impact explosion that would send opponents backwards, and it appears to have been completely removed. Besides that, we have a few other heroes that we can look into. We have Mega Base Carl. It makes little sense to play with him as a main. He increases the base area by 2 tiles, which is good. but not really that interesting to look into because it's just a larger base really. I would probably never main him because we don't need that large bases in the normal game. If we had another Frost Knight type of gameplay, it would probably be a requirement to have such a large base. But unless you're playing Twine Peak, Storm Shield, Defense 8, 9, 10, I don't see where you would use it. Power Base Kyle, as we have here, healing structures for 11% with the power modulation. You can use him as a main as well. Again, it makes little sense. There is no like special gameplay related requirement for me to going and test him out. I mean, it's about 1% per second. You can stack up traps that heal as well. And we have Power Base Penny with the same abilities. It is like one of the few reskins, and Power Base Nox as well. And on top of these heroes, we have a hero that probably only helps if you're soloing with defenders, Warden Kyle, that allows you to heal yourself and allies within a base affected area. Nothing I even want to be leveling up. So anyway guys, that was what I had to say about the base constructors, the Commander Plus perks for the base. I hope you guys enjoyed. A huge thanks to everyone out there writing in LokeHansen as an Epic Games creator and refreshing it when it expires. I am deeply honored about your support. For now guys, thank you very much and very much for watching.